Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Welcome to Hip Hop Central. What's up? 6 months membership. That's what's up. Look, it's going down once again, and it's hot. Dame Dash and 50 Cent and Camron is right back at the beef. This time it is over the Paid in Full TV series. Now, most of y'all don't probably know what's going on or how it's pertaining to anything, but let me bring y'all in full circle. Dame Dash has a TV deal that he talked about on Art of Dialogue, which I don't understand sometimes why Dame Dash do this. I think he talks too soon and talks a little too much and give up a little too much information before it's time to give up that information. And when you somebody who does that, it doesn't normally fare well for that person, especially when you have a lot of enemies who don't like you in this industry. They're going to find ways to come in and try to take all of that from you so you can't use it ever again. They will dry up every avenue that you try to do, because the more you get successful, the worse and worse you're going to become. And that's how they see it. They don't see it any other way. They don't see it as a coexisting, like pay it off method or pay forward type of situation. They see this as problematic. So when you see things like Dame Dash is out of control, or Dame is going after Cam again, and you start to see that take place, it's mostly about Camron than it is 50. And he's like, dude, how you gonna make a Paid in Full series when you don't know these guys? You don't know Rich. You don't know Poe. You don't know any of these dudes. I know them. This is what Damon said. Fifth is using you because Fifth don't know them. So he's using you to tell Harlem stories. Now, for those of y'all that don't understand, let me explain once again what's actually taking place. 50 Cent and Dame Dash are in this thing that's going on, right? Camron did a deal with 50 Cent to do Paid in Full. 50 Cent said he got the rights to Paid in Full, and they're taking over, right? So him and Camron, whatever they said, the movie that Dame Dash put together, Paid in Full, they got a premium TV series adaptation of it. And they saying Camron is serving as executive producer, partnered with it, and they announced it in September of last year, right? And this project was to expand on the Harlem drug trade, which Rich, Poe, AZ, the Paid in Full saga. Now, 50 said he acquired the rights with his G Unit Films and Television Company. Camron, who played Rico in the original movie, confirmed his involvement as one of the executive producers. And they said, we gonna burn this down. And it's gonna be kind of like Godfathers of Harlem, you know, going into the lives of the real life figures of AZ, Rich Porter, and Alpo Martinez. Now, they said in January they were holding auditions and they're moving towards production, indicating 50 and Camron are getting ready to move forward with this entire media group that they got together. And we don't know if Lionsgate is involved, what the situation might be there. Everybody was excited. And once the news was coming out, Dame Dash was livid, saying that no one could own the rights to Paid in Full because there was no rights to own. Then he claims also that he has a series coming out about Paid in Full and these things, and it's involving not only himself, but these people that he actually did business with. It was like, look, you don't know these people. I know these people. This is a Harlem story. This dude's from Queens. What are you doing? So in his mind, he's saying, what in the world are you doing? These people are from Queens. They don't know Harlem. They don't. This is a Harlem story. That's like getting somebody from Harlem to tell 50 Cent's story in Jamaica, Queens. He thinks it's corny. It's crazy.
This is every other question, but we never talk about why, when a man punched you in the face with a fair one, you did not swing back, but you want to continue to tear other black men down, especially people from your hood, while Queens niggas is laughing at you.
Hey, yo, Dane, stop trying to pull that civil rights card like it applies here. You always do that when it's convenient.
So Dame wants to know why Camron wants to embarrass him and get him to talk about when allegedly he was sucker punched and he didn't fight back. He keeps reiterating that over and over again.
Ducking the niggas from Queens. That ain't Harlem. You are a Queens niggas little man, Fredo. In the comment section. You heard that man say, look, I'm on Harlem niggas' head and you a puppet. You got strings on your arms, Fredo.
What? Shit. Sin City, you know why? He keep it neutral. He stay out of the mess. He just come do his job and go home. He ain't with all of the mess.
What Harlem shit you talking about?
I Jackson City.
Hey, yo, the back and forth.
What, a nigga from the Bronx, you mean?
I'm not jacking that Jomo's from the Bronx because even Dane said it. He was like, he grew up in the same building as me. I know Jomo from a kid, so I'm not jacking all of that. Jomo is from the Bronx. He not from Harlem. So Cam got to kill that argument. Jomo rep Harlem too much for y'all to disrespect and make it look like he ain't. Nah, I'm not jacking at Jomo.
Well, that's the Jomo angle of it. And that's their position. But in reality, people, moving forward and moving ahead, what you need to be focused on and what you need to understand is that there's levels to this. And when you got people such as Jimmy doing things that he don't like, and Dame doing things that he's moving, Dame Dash has his series coming, and that's the one that everybody seems to be rolling with right now. That he said, look, we gonna be up and running before theirs, so they better get to work. Because Dame ain't playing around. So he partnered with BET, according to Dame Dash, for a new original series. It's based on the Paid in Full characters, but it's not called the Paid in Full. So they don't have the rights to the name Paid in Full. 50 of them must have those rights. It's called OG Stories. And it's going to come out supposedly in 2026, like within a couple of weeks, supposedly, which is described as his own version of a Paid in Full type character-driven show. This announcement follows the public contention over the rights of the original film, with 50 claimed to have acquired it. So BET's deal is that the new series and OG Stories was officially announced back in March with Dame Dash as the creator and host, focusing on unfiltered stories from his inner circle. So now, while 50 is doing what he's doing and said he secured the rights to pay it in full, Dame Dash has countered and says no one currently possesses those rights and that he was developing his own show, as I told you. And despite all the disputes that Dame Dash had previously mentioned, working on a sequel to Paid in Full, aiming to bring his own perspective on the story to the screen. OG Stories is a depiction of real life and real people he knows. Personal project to him is what he calls it. And because he lived it. And that's why he can talk about it, because he lived it. Everybody else would just be telling what they've heard. But he was actually in that mix. So he knows a lot more than a lot of these other people who would have something to say. So he says, hey, so you guys supposed to be doing a Paid in Full series, y'all better get to writing because we getting ready to come out. And when we come out the gate, ain't going to be no need for another Paid in Full season. That's how Dame Dash is coming with it. Well, Dame Dash knows one or two things. He knows that Jay-Z's a backstabber. He's a jealous individual. So if he has any power left at BET, he's going to do what he got to do to try to shut it down because that's what he does. He's Jay-Z. So when you got Jealous Jay over there on the side trying to make things go on as the way he see fit, it's only going to come out not good. Now you got Dame Dash is like, wait a minute, you guys are trying to block all of my media productions, everything we trying to do, but y'all ain't got nothing set to go. Y'all act like y'all got a script. Where's y'all treatment? What's going on here? We got this on lock. BET is ready to go. And now you trying to put blockages on what names and characters I could use and what I can't. Trying to threaten BET, you know, trying to get other people to say they won't work with BET or pull the plug. Dame Dash is going to bring lawsuits and the family's not with it. So these OG Stories and BET is looking for something to fill the slot. And what Dame Dash was promising was a power-like response. Like, oh, this is going to be like Power. You remember 50 Cent's Power. This is going to be like Power. Oh, really? How is this going to be like Power? This going to be old school Power. Nobody sees it that way. And do I think Fifth is using Camron? Absolutely. Cam don't care, though. That's the problem. That's the point that people are missing. Camron don't care about being used. Camron is just here for the money. If you got the bag, Cam got the time. That's just it. Camron is here to be used. 50's in the background like, I ain't even going to say nothing, which he's not. He's just going to sit back, make fun of things, be the real producer, and Cam just gets used once again. Just like Drake used him. Just like everybody uses Cam and give him some money. You know, it's sad, you know, because Cam is better than that. And I'm like, dude, you better than that. It's like, what we doing here? Camron should have his own thing, but he didn't know how to put things back into perspective and back in place and back in check. All of these people come up with the same analogies. They come up with the same, they come up with the same stories. No, the problem that they're coming with is different. You know, Fifth is in a position that Fifth is in a whole different position. He's already got his entertainment and he's got other things going on, but there's often going to be problems in that scenario because you're looking at Dame saying, look, y'all trying to, humiliate and stop my project. So I'm going to come out and just start humiliating y'all, making y'all look silly. I'm going to come in and roast y'all ASAP. Oh, yeah. You know he don't do that. That's exactly what he does. That's his plan. Every time. I have tried for a lot of times to put things in perspective. I said, look, here's the deal. I say it all the time. I said, here's the deal. Fifth is they're gonna wait till Dame come out. They're gonna clown whatever he does and talk down on it. So Dame knows this is my lifeline into this revolt situation. This revolt deal or whatever is gonna be contingent on the success of this. I gotta get ahead of it and I gotta start attacking the Cam situation now. And when Cam brought up Dame Dash's name, because he tried to get Kevin Hart to go in on Dame Dash and say something about Dame, because that's the angle. They know we got to go at Dame. And Dame was like, man, I'm not even mentioning this guy. Why is he bringing my name up? This is why. This is why he's bringing the name up. He knows Dame's show is going to be coming out. With Dame's show coming out, it's going to be hard to deal with. There's so much that's in the clouds that others just don't understand. If I was them, what would be the main case? No, see what they've secured and what 50 Cent was securing is licensing rights. See what 50 don't have yet is a partner that's going to pick up the paid in full. He wants to do it through G Unit, but he could distribute it to BET. he could distribute to Revolt. He's got freedom of range. He could use Lionsgate. If Stars want to pick it up, he could put it on 50 Action. He could put it in a lot of different places. You see, that's the part people don't understand. 50 Cent has all kind of power here because he definitely has the rights to pay in full the name and basically probably the characters. So now, if he has all control, this is going to change the dynamic altogether. Dame's show is called OG Stories on BET. And this is going to be his version of Paid in Full from the guy who was there and all the characters, even though he can't use those characters' names. Fifth Limb has made sure that he can't do that. Yeah, well, when you get into a situation in a scenario such as that, you don't have the rights, you don't have the understanding or the intellectual property, you ended up in a contract battle that could slow up the process of your show, or the network might not want to deal with it. So they're going to make things really uncomfortable for Dan. Now, if he has creative control and BET has said, look, we've acquired the rights, we can put out what we want to put out and tell our version, that's fine. Just because Cameron is from Harlem, right, just because Cameron is from Harlem, it doesn't mean that he probably knows of these stories and heard it. He knew some people that was there, but Dame actually worked with these people. Cameron did not. Well, that's the deal. Well, it's supposed to be unfiltered stories from the inner circle. I don't know if it's going to be on BET or BET Plus. So why they got this whole rights conflict, this might turn into a legal battle. But 50 Cent, they're going to rush him to, it's like being rushed to scale. They're rushing the content out because their OG Stories is first. If it comes out and that they're the number ones or they're the ones that set the precedents, it can go and take a whole new direction. Dame tried to make a sequel to Paid in Full 2 back in June of 2022. And 50 Cent and others came and intervened and stopped it. So Dame had to go back and do his own thing. So it's on BET Paramount Plus. So because BET Plus is now partnered with this new Paramount deal, so it'll be on Paramount Plus, including BET. Now, I don't know if it was time for him to say that and the revolt deal, because really, if Jay wanted to get involved and really stop this thing from coming out, he could, and others too. So the fact of Dame dissing everybody like he can't be touched in this situation, this deal, a lot of things is contingent on the success of this OG Stories for all these other projects that they talking about doing with Dame. I'm curious to hear the OG Stories, definitely from Dame's perspective and on Dame's point of view. And the reason why I say that is Dame actually was there. Dame was actually a part of this. So that's why it's going to be very interesting. That's why 50 used Camron. But Camron is just from Harlem. He don't know these stories, like from the way Dame could tell it. So I would much rather hear from Dame Dash and hear what he got to say about it. I have no doubt 50 could make a successful show and call it Paid in Full. That's never the question. Yeah, well, when you see things that don't usually make a lot of sense, then you can, right, you'll be able to see it right away. It's not something that's alien to the rest of the world. When you see it and it start adding up, it's not making a lot of sense to you. Then you start seeing the problems. You start seeing the things that don't sit well with you, and you go, I don't really vibe with that. That sounds a little crazy. Now, if things are stolen, whoever's first could get to say somebody stole from you. So this is why Dame want to have his project out first. Well, when everybody know what time it is, they all get in line. Everybody seems to understand that everybody told a lie. So if 50 Cent come with his project, they got to say, okay, we had our scripts approved, X, Y, and Z. Because if someone else will come in and say, hey, you copied, you stole my intellectual property. That's what Dame is going to do if something sounds similar or whatever. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Yeah, well, that's what they're gonna bring to the table. You know that. 50, there's no way people in Harlem would respect it if 50 didn't have Cameron to do it with. That's why he partnered with Cameron to do it. Because there's no way it's gonna be accepted. You see, there's no way they're gonna accept 50 Cent doing a Harlem series unless he has somebody from Harlem that would know something about that. So definitely Cameron. Oh, Cam. Or he had Jimmy. Oh, Jim Jones. He from Harlem. So, somebody gotta be from Harlem in order to do this show with. You gotta have somebody in place. You gotta have something in place, or it's not gonna work. So is 50 using Cam? Absolutely, but Cam don't mind being used as long as you pay him. That's just how he moves. It's like, yo, is you gonna pay me? Cause if you gonna use me, hey, at least give me some money. I'll do anything for a bag. Man, look, I'm trying to do this show, man. I want to do this show and pay in full, before somebody comes along and try to mess it up. Like, dang. I heard Dame's trying to do something. He was trying to do, like, pay in full, too. And, they pulled the plug on him. He was going to try to use Diddy. Him and Diddy was going to try to work together and do it. And, Jay was like, look, man, don't mess with Dame. So Diddy was out. So Dame was left out there on his own. So he was looking for a friend. But I always wanted to do it, but I don't want to work with Dame Dash. Because he seemed like a problem, man. Everybody that worked with him is a headache. So I know if I work with him, it's going to be a problem. Man, that dude is, man, I'm telling you, man, it's like he's unpredictable. Like I only did business with him like twice. And then he goes from being real cool to like real crazy. It just don't make no sense. That's why I chose. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with you because you know everything about paid in full. Oh yeah, I know everybody. Yeah, I could do the series. I could come in as a producer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can be an executive producer, man. We could do this on our own. We'll make our own paid in full. I'm gonna go acquire the rights through the film company. Then I'll get back in contact with you. Then we'll go ahead and make it ourselves. We'll make our own paid in full. Man, that's what I'm talking about. See, you got the infrastructure already. I'm just getting started. Yeah, I'm just getting started trying to build my empire. But you already established, so we could just get it rolling right now, man. Don't worry about Dave. He ain't got no money anyway. He broke. So Fifth goes and acquires the rights, and then everything goes different from there. Right? He makes the announcement. He's doing that. And now right, with all this stuff going on, well, when they try to tell you that all of these things are for naught, people weren't really doing what they supposed to be doing. right? Dame had to move fast. So if Dame comes out first, then you already know the problem is changed. The problem is solved. The problem is moved, right? No. Who would though? You see, if I built the company, right, and I want the company to be mine, I'm not gonna sit there. No, they got to get to writing because whoever gets to the situation first, Dame is going to be able to say they stole from him. If they start taking ideas from his show that he's already got out. Now, if 50 is taking his time to do it, and they're coming out with their paid in full series later on, like next year, or if not this year, I hear they're auditioning people right now for the show, but that means they should have script already approved. So if they got script already approved, they should be good to go. Oh man, a major problem. It's always been a major problem. Um, it's called business, shady business. TV programs stealing intellectual properties to make other movies. Come on. We've seen this over and over again. So they go to the trademark factory to get things trademarked just so they can have somebody try to take them to court, sue them, etc. Right? Mm. Well, Dame will come. Dame will come like a buzzsaw for that. So you got to understand, Dame Dash sees the big picture. Everyone else don't see it. He knows it's a race game to get your project out first. Whoever gets it out first will have the advantage to saying one took it over the other, unless the script has already been approved. They might have a semblance. You've seen this in tons of films that came out, right? You've seen Armageddon come out, and then at the same time they got Deep Impact. Two movies, same storyline, just different titles, right? Disaster asteroid coming to Earth. One might be a bigger film than the other. Then they had Volcano, the movie, big budget movie going against Dante's Peak. Volcano destroying the world or the city, right? A dormant volcano wakes up, disaster movie. Both out, same time, same movie. They constantly do this and no one really notices it. The movie Upgrade comes out. in the movie Venom. Venom we know from the comics, right? Upgrade came out, and Upgrade to me was a much better film, but it was just like Venom. Studios don't seem to mind going up against each other. That's just a few examples of how they collide and go up against each other. I mean, romantic comedy, same thing. You remember that movie, No Strings Attached? Yep, it was and then they had the one with Natalie Portman. I mean, that was with Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. Then they had the other one with Justin Timberlake and Ashton Kutcher, the other girl who ended up being Ashton Kutcher's wife. She was in the same movie and they were out at the same exact time. And Ed TV, The Truman Show, exactly. So you get the point. Gosh, how can I forget the name of that movie? I think I own both of them. To be exact, I own both of those movies and can't think of the sequel. Well, not the sequel, but the other one that's just like it. And I've seen the movie. Yeah, it's a great movie, great film. Both of them were good. I think it was better executed with the it was better executed with not the one with Natalie Portman, the other one with Justin Timberlake. I think that one was better executed because the chemistry between Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman just wasn't there. A lot of stuff is still in the air. So a lot of people are not going to get what they want or they feel they deserve. So intellectual property theft always comes down to the script. So it's not about the movies coming out at the same time. It always comes down to the script. It has always come down to the script. Friends with benefits. That's what it is. Friends with benefits. My goodness, I would have been all day going crazy. Friends with benefits. That's the name of it. Just Friends is the other movie with Ryan Reynolds. But Friends with Benefits is the name of that film. And it is incredible. Because No Strings Attached tried to come out with that name, Friends with Benefits, and then Friends with Benefits said, hey, wait a minute, we own that name. So now they got to make the movie. because they're like, hey, we're making a movie called, based on this. So they basically said, no, we're making a movie and we got a script and we're doing it. So they end up doing the same thing. They tried to buy the title, so they had to change it to No Strings Attached. Same damn movie. So what is the premise? The premise that's on the table is simple. Stop making BS crap and trying to dress it up. Everybody know what it is. 50 Cent is very good at getting what he wants, but this process is too long to get done. Because it wasn't ready. Dame seems to have everything ready to go. He's got the backing of BET, and he used social media to get himself back high. So now when you start seeing people come back around again and they start talking about who's richer than whom, you start to see a whole different scenario. You start to see a whole different pattern. You start seeing a different behavior than what other people would start to project or say should be the way it is, even though it isn't. Well, when you don't have a lot of things covered about a lot of things that you see that's on the table, you start saying to yourself, what is the purpose? Because one of the guys was going to do the paid in full backstory, and he went to Diddy first. Diddy was the one that wasn't going to touch it because of Dame Dash. He didn't want to get involved because of his alignment with Jay, and he knew Jay and Dame wasn't tight, so he didn't want to mess with that. Like, I can't mess with Dame, even though I ain't got no problems with Dame. I don't really do business with Dame. So they had a common thing, and he was like, I don't want to touch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a different lane, which he was. He was doing his brother love thing. So what he said is, hey, talk to this dude, such and such at BET. They want to do it, let them do it. And that was, it was a revolt at the time. There was a guy from a revolt. He said, if they want to do it, then that'll be on them. I can't have nothing to do with that. So Jay was like, why would you even give him that? Like, talk to revolt. He was like, dude, it ain't going nowhere. It's Dame Dash. So you already know they ain't gonna deal with Dame. Now, Dame was trying to use his entertainment division or whatever he was doing overseas, this movie that he was supposedly making that was supposed to be a film that he was the director of. And they said, no, you're not the director of the film. So Dame Dash went and made his version of the film by hiring the same actors to film another film, but it's the same film. So it was crazy. So they were like, dude, you stole our script and then you just made another movie. So Dame Dash lost that lawsuit and had to pay the guy for the movie because he put out another movie that was just like it. So now he feels that 50 and Cam is going to try to do that to him what he was accused and lost in court about them doing it to him. Now, what Dame thing is about the beginnings, like what they were going through, who was really those guys back in the days, and I guess he gonna have the permissions to do it because he was in play with all of this back in the day. Now, I don't know if he talked to AZ about anything that's going on, but you know, I'm saying that should probably be a conversation before any of this stuff hits, because it could be a major problem on the hands for everybody else who's out there. Well, when you start seeing people, all right, they're not living up to what you think the standards are. There's a lot of stuff you didn't know what was going on in this industry. They did everything that they could to destroy the fabric of every artist that was coming up in the game, right? Dame Dash had an art gallery that he built into $100 million industry. 100 million. And what did they do? They found the way well, yeah, they found the way to they found the way to tear down what he was doing, you know? Well, you got to understand, 50's got a lot of stuff coming towards him now. And Dame Dash sees this as the opportunity because 50 of them are going to be too distracted. He can get the work out, whether it's good or not, he going to get it out quick. That's the thing about Dame. He going to be, let's get this out quick. They not even set to go. Now, the quality of it, the way it's shot, might not be on 100. You know, we'll have to see. I'm optimistic they can get something good out of the project, but we'll have to wait and see. See, Dame has already been doing too much talking. This is why Dame should shut up. But he won't shut up, and he'll end up messing up a situation before it even gets started. Every time he does an interview or something, it goes wrong. And then everything he's talking about doing, next thing you know, they throw a monkey wrench in his plan because he's exposed his plan on a platform, dogging everybody, then telling them what they're going to do. Then they go and call those people he was just talking about, and they shut it all down. I'm about to run Revolt. I'm going to be in charge of everything at Revolt. Oh, yeah? People that was on Revolt and got business deals with Revolt. They called on Revolt and they was, no, Dame Dash is not. They start walking it back. Had you shut up and just waited till you had the job, then you could, then it'd be a lot harder for them to get rid of you. But he loves to talk and he gives up too much. So now this Paramount deal and everything he's got is contingent on the success of these OG stories. Now, how much control did Dame Dash give up? You know, did he give up? You know, I don't know his business deal, but I don't think he took the Irv Gotti route, which gave all creative control basically to BET. And they own the property, the IP address. Dame probably have it for distributional purposes only, where he is the owner of the project. It ain't like he got Choke the Joke in there. Because Choke the Joke is just hilarious. I've never seen somebody who does bad business for himself then get mad at everybody else because he does bad business. Hey, yo, the credits came out, right? And I'm the one who filmed all that video. So when the credits come out, they looking at the credits and they were like, hey, what's going on here? Why my name ain't on the credits? And you know what Dame told me? He said the cameraman don't get any credits. You the cameraman, so they don't put your name on the credits. I said that's bullshit. They always put the cameraman on there. He think I'm slow. No, it said executive produced by Dame Dash. Like he got paid. He got credit for everything that I'm doing. I didn't even get any money though. So, once again, all of this starts to blow up in their face. And then they wonder why people see them in a different light. So, of course, Cam is the puppet. Cam is the guy on the string because he's the guy he got on the string. He can get Cam to do anything he want now. And he said they laughing at him in Queens. Of course they is. Cam don't care. Cam at the point like, look, man, I'm here for the bag. That's it. Like I always say, people know one or two things. Well, yeah, when you look at goofies are gonna do what goofies do. Right? You can't. Right. You can't. You can't. No, if Fifth do it, it's gonna get done right. That's the thing about him. He gonna audition. It's not gonna bring Joe Blow off the streets. Where Dame gonna film? Is he gonna film on a set? He gonna film in Harlem? He claimed they've already been filming stuff, right? If he put out these OG stories, right, and it's supposed to be based on Paid in Full, and they come out cheap and dull, and then you think that won't affect Right. You think that won't affect everything? It will affect everything, bro. If you put out some cheap product and then people supposed to go to Paramount to see it, it's got to be something epic. When people try to humiliate you, you know what they come with? Stuff like this. I'm daydreaming. I'm daydreaming. Fifth is gonna take his time and do it right, but he don't have a home for the show yet. 50 Cent don't have a home for what he's gonna do with this Paid in Full sequel. Now he said he owns the right to the Paid in Full, so he can call it Paid in Full. He could use the character's name if he acquired the rights. Now, where is going to be the home of the show? His film company, which means that G Unit Films is going to pay for shooting it, and whoever is going to buy it to distribute, there's going to be a bidding war. That's what 50 is going to do, is create the market for it and have it built up. Dame is like, good, cool, you created a market for me, so I'm going to get out and do my part, and then everybody else can, do what they got to do. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, and as far as that. Well, when all these people do things, man. It's just it puts you in a mind state of what the heck was they thinking about? Because that's what you start to feel like these people are not thinking straight. That's why we call it stinking thinking. None of these dudes think straight, man. Tyler Perry Studios. No, it ain't where they gonna film it. It's basically who's gonna pay for it. If Tyler Perry Studios pick it up, they could pick it up too. Fifth can put it at. He can shoot it on location on this Shreveport. I don't know if they up for business yet, but he can get it there. Cat Williams is building his own thing. No, that's okay. Do your thing. But all right, man. I just wanted to keep y'all informed what's going on. Don't forget to go to the Patreon and all my other Patreons who was here. Thank y'all for popping in. But definitely go check out and see what's going on over there. And I'm gonna holler at y'all later. My Cash App is Carcino, as you see on the banner, Karceno. Thank you, Richard, man. I'm glad you liked it. And we'll see what happens. You know, OG Stories is supposed to be coming out by Dame Dash. Either gonna be on BET Plus, which is now on Paramount with the Paramount deal now, so should be on Paramount Plus. Whenever they get it done, I guess we'll get an announcement. It's supposed to have been out already, but you know, who knows? 50 Cent and Camron are executive producers of the identical show with different title called Paid in Full. And they've auditioning people right now for roles. You know, I'm going to check them both out and I'll let you guys directly. Peace.